Welcome to Congregational Spiritual Formation. My name is Colleen, and I'll serve as your lead professor over the next couple of weeks as we explore how congregations are formed and specifically what you can do to impact your congregation's formation. I look forward to getting to know each one of you better in the next couple of weeks. Right now, why don't you head over to the discussion forum and post your bio there in the thread provided. If you could post a picture too, that would really be great. And I'll post mine as well. You have already had 4 semesters of spiritual formation where you have read some wonderful books on how people are spiritually formed and have had some great conversations about that. You've also had classes like worship and proclamation and mission that have an impact on congregational spiritual formation. What I want you to do is bring all of that information forward with you. All of those conversations and those books that you have read and those theories and thoughts that you've explored into our conversations on congregational spiritual formation. The final goal for this course is for you to be able to explore various elements that have an impact on congregational formation. I want you to have an opportunity to look at your congregational formation and the current programs and practices and how effective they are. And then I want you to be able to chart a course for the future of change for greater impact in congregational formation. Know that you have the ability to, in some way, tailor fit this course just for your context. There will be different assignments that come throughout the semester that you might say, the way that's written, the expectations for that don't quite fit for my context. Feel free to go ahead and write me and suggest an alternative assignment or an alternative approach. What I want you to have are tools by the end of this course that really work for your context in terms of congregational formation, not just having completed the assignments and check them off your list. A couple of things to keep in mind. Number 1, communication is our friend. I will communicate to the entire class weekly. Now, it might be in the form of an announcement, or it might be through a group email through your IndWest EDU account. Every week, you'll want to check both to make sure that you haven't missed something from me. From time to time, I offer clarification or adjustment to an assignment, so you're going to want to make sure that you're checking those out. Also, it's important that if you have any questions, concerns, or if you need clarification on an assignment, that you email me directly. I am always happy to respond to any questions you have. Now, there is a spot in the discussion forum for professor posted questions, but the best way to reach me if you need a response right away is to send an email. I look forward to those communications with you. Number 2, late policy. The typical late policy in my classes is a 10% deduction for any assignment that isn't submitted on time or by the end of the workshop, up until 6 days. On the 7th day, you can no longer submit the assignment. There are a couple of exceptions to that, and if for some reason you have something that happens in your life to stop you from being able to really get your assignment in on time, please let me know. But you need to let me know before the assignment is due, and please don't take advantage of that. The other thing to understand is that discussion forums are attendance weekly in class, and I'm afraid that there is no late submission on any discussion forum posts. If for some reason there is an assignment that you missed the 6th day deadline on, but by the end of the course you realize you could really use a few of those extra points for your grade, you may go ahead and request to submit it as an extra credit assignment, knowing that it probably won't be graded until the end of the semester and you probably won't receive feedback. But you do have opportunity to receive a few extra credit points towards your grade. Number 3, seminary writing. You might remember me from when you had your on-site initial course at Wesley Seminary. I came in one afternoon in the midst of all the other people who were coming to explain things and talk to you about seminary writing and APA formatting. A couple of things to remember from that session. There's an expectation that all of your submitted assignments will be clean, free from mechanical and grammatical errors. They will be clear, say exactly what you mean, and they will be concise. Don't feel the need to go on, but make sure that you hit on all the assignment expectations. As far as APA formatting, there's an expectation that all of your submitted assignments will have a title page, an abstract, that within the body you will use headings to break up the content and a conclusion, that you will have a reference page that includes all of the sources you cited properly in your paper, and that there will be a header. Now, if this is confusing, if you don't remember exactly how to do those, there's a lot of resources in the course materials, including videos on it, and an empty template. I'm also happy to respond to any email questions that you have and offer further instruction. Also note that the very first 2 submitted assignments in this course, while I have an expectation that they will be clean, clear, and concise and properly formatted, I use those as an opportunity to show you what my expectations are. So I will offer lots of feedback and response in those papers to those 2 items specifically, seminary writing and APA formatting, as well as your content. You're going to want to make sure to read my comments and then assimilate them and my responses and suggestions, assimilate all those into your 3rd paper. It is by the week 3 submitted assignment that I really expect your formatting and your seminary writing to reflect my full expectations. Finally, discussion forum posts. You know that is our form of class attendance. I have a couple of suggestions for your discussion forum to make sure that you get the maximum benefit and full potential of points available. Number 1, those posts should be clean, clear, and concise as well, and properly formatted. What does that mean? If you've cited a source or referenced a text within the body of your post, you need to have a footnote citing that reference. Also, you're going to want to make sure that your original quality post is posted by Tuesday midnight, and you've responded in a substantive way to 2 of your course mates by Thursday midnight. Remember, discussion forum posts can't be submitted late, so you're going to want to make sure that you hit those deadlines. From time to time, I will post an additional question, either to your original thread or to the entire cohort. When I post it to your original thread, it's probably because there was a misunderstanding in what you were saying, or you may have missed part of the assignment expectations. You're going to want to make sure you respond to my additional questions specifically to you. Also, when I post a thread that will have the expectation for a response, it will say in the post title, please respond, so there won't be any misunderstanding. I look forward to our conversations on the discussion forum. I believe strongly that it is our responsibility to disciple our people. The Lord doesn't want us to leave them the way we found them. We are to move them forward in their journey of faith so that they become more like Christ and move on to holiness of heart and mind. I also believe that, as Wesley suggested, that holiness is not intended to be done alone, but is intended to be done in a community of faith. And I pray for you that your communities of faith are groups of people who come together not as holy solitaries, but as people committed to becoming one in the body of Christ and together growing in their spiritual formation. Paul suggested that we can be one body. Why? Because we have one hope and one faith, one Lord, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is over all, through all, and in all. I look forward to spending time together with you, exploring how we can have congregations who are spiritually formed.